Hi, I'm Steven. You can now watch UCF TV 24 hours a day on Bright House Digital Channel 1.
Coming up next on UCF Sports Night, he suffered a major setback last year, but he's back from an injury to lead the baseball team as a senior. We profile Kiko Vazquez. And what a run the women's basketball team is going dancing. All that and more next on UCF Sports Night.
UCF Sports Night is brought to you by UCF TV. Today's show is also presented in part by Bright House Networks. See how bright life can be. By Holler Classic, the official automotive group of the UCF Knights. And by Coca-Cola. Welcome to the Coke side of life.
Hey there, and welcome to UCF Sports Night. I'm Jeff Sharon. Great to see you once again. This week was our first chance to see the women's golf team in person as they played host to a spectacular field at the UCF Challenge at Red Tail Golf Club up in Lake County. And that tournament certainly lived up to its name. Let's take a look at what happened. 13 of the top 20 teams and 29 of the top 50 players in the nation were in Sorrento for the UCF Challenge. The Knights were led by Stephanie Connolly and Elisa Aoki, who both finished 8 over par. Also coming in for UCF, Katie Detlefson, May Tamenbang, Victoria Tomko, and Jessie Tong. UCF finished in 18th place overall. UCLA had the top team and individual for the tournament. A big weekend for women's tennis as the Knights were up in Louisiana for a pair of matches. First, they disposed of Southern, getting a clean sweep 7-0. Then against conference rival Tulane, the Knights came up big after losing the doubles point as Christy Kaur sealed a huge 4-3 victory for UCF in New Orleans. Jenny Frizzell, Andrea Yakiman, and Katie Orletsky also came up with singles victories for UCF. A tough doubleheader for the softball team midweek as they faced Ball State and Kennesaw State. In Game 1 against the Cardinals, Megan Paul pitched an outstanding game and helped her own cause by going 2 for 3 at the plate, but the bats remained silent as Ball State took a 1-0 win. Then against Kennesaw State, Abby McLean went 1 for 3 and scored a run, but that would be it for the Knights as the Owls came up with the 3-1 victory. Baseball had a home-and-home with USF in the middle of the week. Game 1 was over in Tampa. Bo Taylor got his first career home run, but the Bulls came up with the 8-5 win with a late rally. Then in Game 2 in Orlando, the Knights tried to fight back from an early deficit, but it was too much to overcome as USF came away with a 13-5 victory. Steven Branca hit a home run for the Knights in the loss. The men's basketball team concluded its season at the Conference USA Tournament up in Memphis. The Knights came up short in their first game of the tournament, falling to Southern Miss. Jermaine Taylor had 15 points in his final game as a UCF Knight. Back at home, the men's tennis team had a huge match with a ranked team as Radford came to town. Blaze Schwartz and Johan Biegert came up with singles victories, but the 47th ranked Highlanders took the overall match 5-2. A busy weekend for baseball, 4 games in 3 days as they started on Friday with the first of 3 against Hartford. In Game 1, Josh Siebenaller went 4 for 4 at the plate, including a triple and an RBI. And Kyle Sweat tossed 7 scoreless innings and shut down the Hawks in just 2 hours and 14 minutes, leading UCF to a 5-0 victory. A doubleheader on Saturday began with Hartford breaking a 3-3 tie in the 9th with 4 unearned runs en route to a 7-3 win. In the nightcap, UCF faced Northern Iowa, and the long ball provided the scoring for UCF as Chad Hartman and Jake Huxtable both homered, and a pair of freshmen, Anthony Figliola and Brian Brown, combined to stop the Panthers' bats and contributing to an 8-5 UCF win. Back to action against Hartford on Sunday, and both teams busted out with huge offensive games in the rubber match. Hartford led this thing 11-10 after just 4.5 innings, But then with 2 on in the 7th, Shane Brown came to the plate, and he goes deep to center, way back and gone. A huge 3-run homer for Brown that gave UCF the lead back, and they would not give it up again. Final score 16-12. UCF gets the victory over Hartford. The Knights finished the weekend by taking 3 out of 4, and that's encouraging to head coach Terry Rooney.
Yeah, I tell you, we talked yesterday as a team how much momentum and enthusiasm goes in college baseball. And yesterday, unfortunately, in the first game against Hartford, we were on the wrong end of it. You know, those guys took advantage of it, and today we did the exact same. When you've got momentum, you need to continue to carry that through on offense and defense, and those guys did that, and they hadn't remained confident the entire day.
Women's tennis came back home and scored a big victory over Penn State this week. The Knights won the doubles point and came up huge in singles with 4 victories, all in straight sets. UCF advances to 8-4 on the season. Sunday, the men's tennis team faced a tough test against number 33 Miami. Johan Biegert and Blaise Schwartz again had the highlight of the day, dispatching their opponents in doubles play 8-5. All Knights fought well in singles. Mark Rocafort forced a 10-point tiebreaker at the number 1 slot, but the Canes proved to be just too much as they took the 7-0 victory. A big weekend for softball as they began the home half of the conference slate with UAB. Game 1 of a Saturday doubleheader. Abby McLean had the hot bat as she drives this one deep to left and gone. She would add an RBI single, and Ashley Cole would dominate for a complete Game 2 hitter, and UCF gets the 7-0 victory. Game 2 that same afternoon, the Knights got bit by the error bug, but Abby McLean did everything she could to make up for it. She finishes the day 6 for 7 at the plate in total with a 2 RBI single in Game 2, but UAB took the victory 7-4. Huge drama in Game 3 as the Knights took a 4-0 lead. In back of this RBI triple by Tiffany Lane, she became UCF's all-time leader in triples with that hit. But UAB would fight back, scoring 5 runs in the 6th to steal the lead. Bottom of the 6th inning, the Knights load the bases, and with 2 out, Bree Javier stepped to the plate.
And the 1-0 pitch, and Bree gets jammed, blips one to right field, that's gonna drop in! Base hit, coming in to score is Tyler, coming in to score is Dixon! And the senior from California does it again!
Javier gives the Knights the lead, and Ashley Cole would protect it to give the Knights a dramatic 6-5 victory. Afterwards, the Knights senior leader spoke about her clutch hit.
That's a clutch situation you have to be in, so I was just looking to get the ball out of the infield, and it happened. She gave me the right pitch and took it to right field.
I'm so proud of the way our girls came in, especially Brianne Javier, and how she came in and came up with a big hit in a key situation and be able to score 2 and put us ahead and give us, you know, the confidence to, like you said, to move forward into our Conference USA competition. Huge on my seniors' part. I'm proud of their leadership out there, and I think that leadership is what helped us get over that hump and come back with that big win.
And of course, for more news and scores, visit UCFathletics.com. Stick around. Coming up next here on UCF Sports Night, he suffered a major injury that cost him most of his junior year, and now he's a leader on and off the field in his senior year. We got to look at baseball's Kiko Vazquez when we return. Fans, season tickets for UCF football in 2009 are available now. For more information, including new payment options, contact the ticket office at 407-UCF-1000 or visit UCFathletics.com. He's one of the best hitters and defensive first basemen in Conference USA. But last year, Kiko Vazquez suffered a devastating injury that sidelined him for most of his junior season. Well, this season, he's back and better than ever, and now he's taken on the role of a senior leader for head coach Terry Rooney's UCF Knights. We get a closer look at Kiko in our Sports Night Spotlight.
It's awesome being a senior. It's just knowing that you can reach out to a lot of freshmen, knowing you can take a bigger role because they look up to you, just knowing that you can carry the team and help the team out just being a senior because you have a voice on the team. It's an honor to be a student athlete. It's just all the expectations they have for you and the things you can fulfill is awesome. These 4 years have flown by so quick. I can just remember my first at-bat as a freshman, and now my first at-bat as a senior has just flown by so fast.
Defense alone, I mean, he's probably one of the best gloves in America. You know, first base, you throw anything over there, I mean, we call him the vacuum just because he scoops up anything. So, I mean, it gives infielders more confidence because they know they can field it, get it over there, and just pretty much sheer out.
My favorite moment, I think, has to be last year when I came back from an injury. My first debut at home was a home run, first pitch. 2 weeks before the season started, I believe it was in February, before the season started in 08, and I took a fastball. It was an 0-2 pitch, a fastball to my right ulna. Coming off that rehab and the injury was real hard. It took a toll. It was 4 to 6 weeks and it ended up being almost like 8 to 10 weeks, I believe. And it was just a lot of time in the training room, a lot of time rehabbing.
I mean, we've really matured a lot. I mean, we've been through some real tough times, you know, and I think that's actually helped us a lot because, you know, we know what it's felt, you know, to be through those times, and, you know, now we're getting there. So I think it just takes, you know, you just got to go through the bad times first before you actually, you know, start seeing success.
The biggest challenge for us this year, I would say, is to get used to the type of play that Coach Rooney implements and being in the best shape we can be because he demands a lot of us, and if you're not in shape, you're not ready to play. I had to get in the best shape possible to help this team out because you couldn't have a senior on the team and the leadership to be out of shape, not to run out to position full speed. So I had to tell myself I had to be in the best shape I could be to lead this team.
Kiko's a great leader just because, I mean, he's made a lot of sacrifices just to make himself better. You know, coming in freshman year, you know, he was bigger than, I mean, look at him now. He's, you know, you can put him on a diet magazine and, you know, he'll probably sell stuff. So, I mean, just looking at him and everybody else, the teammates, you know, you should look at that as, you know, you got to step your game up because, you know, he's made sacrifices to make himself better, so, you know, everybody else should too.
I'm really prepared because I always, even after my freshman year, looking at the seniors, knowing this was the last practice, it was always in the back of my head saying one day this will be my last. So I made the most out of it. I was always there, so I think I'm really prepared to do it.
All right, don't go away. When we return here on UCF Sports Night, head coach Joi Williams stops by to talk about her team's incredible run to the Conference USA Championship. That and plenty more when we return. Fans, season tickets for UCF football in 2009 are available now. For more information, including new payment options, contact the ticket office at 407-UCF-1000 or visit UCFathletics.com. What an amazing run, probably the story of the year here in UCF Athletics this year. The women's basketball team winning the Conference USA Championship in New Orleans, and back after a long trip is head coach Joi Williams. Coach, congratulations on a fantastic run.
Thank you so much, Jeff. It was a lot of fun.
Has it sunk in yet?
Not really. I mean, it's getting there. You know, you get back and you do what you need to do during the tournament, and then you after you get back, you stop and look and say, wow, you know, we really won that championship, and our kids did an amazing job.
How did it happen? I mean, I know that seems just such kind of a vague question, but really, how did everything just come together for those 4 games in 4 days?
Well, it was preparation. I mean, it happens throughout the whole season. You know, the lessons we learned from the non-conference season to the end of the regular season, and taking those things into New Orleans and really trying to put everything together. And you know, you have very little room for error when you get to that situation. You either win or you go home. And so our kids did a great job, you know, taking day by day, game plan by game plan, possession by possession and really trying to focus on execution.
The team seemed to be coming in with quite a bit of confidence. You get past Rice after that furious rally, win that game by a bucket, and then the Houston game, they had beaten you in the regular season, but then you come in and just lay down the law to them.
Well, they beat us pretty handily, and that was probably our worst performance of the conference season if we look back at it. And we had 16 first-half turnovers in that game at Houston, really a lot of unforced errors, didn't play very well at all. And, you know, our kids said going into that Houston game that one thing we need to do is give ourselves a chance and play well. Houston was very athletic. We knew that they would do a very good job at dribble penetration, so we were able to get stops, and then our offensively transition, we got had some good offense that night.
The SMU game in the semifinals, you guys rolled through, and it was a game that was so tight throughout. It seemed like no team could get more than a 4-point lead, but then you guys pull it out at the end. What do you think was the difference in that game?
Again, Jeff, execution and getting stops. You know, I think we talked about that throughout the game, and our main emphasis in that SMU game was rebounding. The night before, SMU had 26 offensive rebounds, and we talked about that if we wanted to win a championship, we've got to rebound the basketball. I think we out-rebounded them 51-38, if I'm not mistaken, allowed them 8 offensive boards, and got quite a few of our own. So that's a huge difference, I think, when you get to championship time. It's rebounding and it's defense.
And then in the championship game, what a game, first of all, going to overtime. I know that your heart must have been pounding pretty tight, but how did the team survive 4 games in 4 days plus an overtime?
Well, we've got some outstanding support staff people, Jim Perez, our trainer, and Tracy Prosser, who's just done an unbelievable job this year in laying a foundation strength conditioning-wise. So I give a lot of credit to them and then to our kids for really understanding about getting rest and doing what they need to do. But we didn't look at it as 4 games. You know, we talked about, before we left Orlando, we said how many games to win this tournament. We said 1 game, and every day we had 1 game. We had 1 game, and we finally got to the 4th day, and it was 1 more game. So we really didn't look at the whole big picture. We looked at it 1 day at a time, and our kids did a good job staying focused on that. Well,
I know you guys had us on the edge of our seats watching that tournament. Congratulations on the Conference USA Championship, your first year. And also, we will see you at the big dance.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Head coach Joi Williams, Conference USA champion, UCF women's basketball team. Stick around. Coming up next, we've got our plays of the week and also some news and notes. Plenty more to come here when UCF Sports Night returns. Fans, season tickets for UCF football in 2009 are available now. For more information, including new payment options, contact the ticket office at 407-UCF-1000 or visit UCFathletics.com. Welcome back to the show. We'll get to our Sports Night plays of the week in a moment, but first it's time to check out a little news and notes from the week. What a season it's been for Jermaine Taylor, and he caps it off by being named Conference USA's Player of the Year. JT is the first Knight to be named a Conference Player of the Year since Mark Jones back in 1998 when UCF was in the Atlantic Sun Conference. Taylor finished 3rd in the nation in scoring average with 26 points per game and set a new league record by scoring 466 total points in conference play. He finishes his UCF career as the program's all-time leading scorer in Division I play. And in football news, the schedule for 2009 is out. The Knights have 7 home games this fall, starting with the season opener against Samford on September 5th. Other home games include September 19th against defending MAC champion Buffalo, the conference home opener against Memphis on October 3rd, and a date with the Miami Hurricanes at Bright House Network Stadium on October 17th. Other home games include Marshall, Houston, and Tulane. The road schedule includes trips to Southern Miss, East Carolina, Rice, Texas, and UAB. Time now for our Sports Night plays of the week. Play number 3, how about a 2-for-1? Back-to-back points in men's tennis, and Blaze Schwartz slams the door on Miami. As if 1 overhand smash wasn't enough, how about 2 to snuff out the Canes. Nice job by Blazer and Johan Biegert getting the doubles win. Play number 2, how about a web gem from Shane Brown? Pop up and foul ground, and Shane goes into the Hartford dugout and gets the ball. Look at this again. What a play by Shane Brown to help stop the Hartford Hawks. But play number 1 belongs to a senior, and great players are great when they have to be, and Bree Javier was here. A 2-out, 2-run single in the bottom of the 6th inning to give the Knights the lead against UAB, and they would hold on for the big conference victory, taking 2 out of 3 from the Blazers. And those are your Sports Night Plays of the Week. Another busy week of spring sports as we look to the week ahead. We start on Tuesday night with softball as the Knights take on FIU at the softball complex at 6, and you can catch the action live online. Also, same night, baseball has a home date with the Black Knights of Army. First pitch there is at 6:30 p.m., and you can also catch that game on UCFathletics.com. More baseball on Wednesday night when the Knights take on the Florida Gators at the baseball complex. First pitch, once again, is at 6:30. Softball takes center stage again on Thursday when the Knights face Iowa at home at 5 p.m. Early morning action on Friday at the tennis complex as the men's tennis team takes on Winthrop at 9 a.m. sharp. Then the women's tennis team takes to the court at 2 p.m. as they face the Tennessee Volunteers. Baseball is on the road starting Friday. They travel to Greenville to face the Pirates of East Carolina in the first series of conference play. It's a 3-game set that goes Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Rowing is also in action. They've got a big meet out in Austin, Texas at the Longhorn Invitational Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And women's golf heads to Austin as well for the Betsy Rawls Invitational. That event goes Friday through Sunday as well. Saturday, women's tennis has another home meet as they face North Texas bright and early at 10 a.m. It's also a big day for the track and field team as they take part in their first home meet of the season, the Black and Gold Challenge. The meet goes all day at the track and field complex. Also next Tuesday, men's tennis has another home match with New Mexico State starting at 2 p.m. And baseball faces Jacksonville at home at 6:30 p.m. And don't forget, you can catch UCF Sports Night every Tuesday at 3:30 p.m. on Sun Sports, as well as Tuesday and Thursday afternoons on Bright House Sports Network and all week on UCF TV. Check your local listings. And for all the latest on all UCF sports, visit UCFathletics.com. Your home for UCF sports 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And as always, if you want to check out this episode another time or any of our archived episodes, all you have to do is visit www.ucf.tv and click on UCF Sports Night. That is all for us for this week. For all of us here at UCF Athletics and UCF TV, I'm Jeff Sharon saying thank you so much for watching, and go Knights!
Hey, this is LT from 101.1 WJRR. You're listening to the best sounds of area music. UCF Athletics, Access Magazine, and WJRR are proud to support local artists. You can find more great artists by going online at www.wjrr.com and also accessmag.com. And by listening to Native Noise each and every Sunday at 11 o'clock.
UCF Sports Night has been brought to you by UCF TV. Today's show is also presented in part by Budweiser, the perfect balance of flavor and refreshment. Open up a world of taste. By the energy-saving conservation programs of Kiko People's Gas. And by Centex Homes, proud to support UCF Athletics.